Hello, my fellow traders and fellow investors, family and friends, and all around good people. Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday in the beautiful life of the Destined Trader. I tell you what, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Things have been gorgeous in the markets lately. I don't know why I'm necessarily so chipper today. It might be because of how Tesla just played right into our hands recently. And also, dollar yen seems to be doing some gorgeous maneuver right now. We might cover that a little bit. Oh yeah, before I start, I must always begin and end with, please like and subscribe. Because if I don't, YouTube will shut me down. Because you have to say, please like and subscribe. Oh yeah, and on top of that, my good friends, we have a Discord now. Yes, I decided to make it. Yes, I'm telling you, you can take it for what it is. Believe me, it's just a community to hang out with me. You have me hanging out with you 24/7. Me and like-minded individuals who are trying to conquer these markets on a daily basis. Okay? And I will never give you advice, but let me tell you something. I have been trading the markets for 4 years now, and the highest recommendation that I could ever give to anybody is don't waste your money buying these thousands of dollars of courses. Yes, I said it. Go ahead. YouTube will probably shadow ban me for this. The algorithm will hate me. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Stop buying these expensive courses to be able to learn how to trade, because all of that information is available to you for free anyway. Okay? You just have to dig for it. Before you go and spend $3,000 on some professional trader's course, which is his style with his mindset and his perception, I'm telling you, it is worth it to hop into my group, jump in the Discord, $45, get you started. I will give you all of those basic tools that they'll shove down your throat for $5,000. All they did was just gather up all the information and put it into a nice format for you. I can break it down to you so much simpler without having to spend all that money. I'm telling you, it starts with you and your mind and where are you at in life and your perception. That's it. All those trading tools and learning how to use indicators and all these strategies, it doesn't mean anything in what these courses are selling to you unless you get your personal style down. Okay? It took me so long and so many courses and so many trading groups to figure that out. That is what's different about the Destined Traders, is we are a group of mentally focused people who understand that no one system is end all be all. Because if it was, the marketplace wouldn't exist. Because the one all be all system would be taking everything from the markets and there would be nothing left for anybody else. Think about that. That is some secret sauce I just spilled right there. Okay. I'm going to put up some free videos in the Discord. There's a free section. Come on in. Check it out. If you want to join in the membership, you get open to a myriad of having me at your disposal, me and fellow friends. We can hang out. I know. These past couple episodes, I've been talking a lot about the Discord group, but it's only because I finally decided that it's time to step up my game, so to speak. Okay? I've been given so much free value over the past 2 years, so why not at least make it a little bit more of a professional setting? So I'll still be doing the free videos and free things, but I also am going to be offering a paid service. Okay? Now, why should we pay for your thing when, there's other people out here making millions of dollars? I'll tell you why. Because you're already paying for Netflix. You're already paying for cable, okay? What is that doing? That's wasting your time. You could join a group and start learning how the markets really work, okay? And what's really happening with the markets, and learn a new skill set. I'm not going to be your end-all be-all, but believe you me, I will save you thousands of hours and thousands of dollars in wasting it on courses offered by these quote-unquote top gurus. I'm telling you. All right, let's get to it. Free video for the day. CHWY. We know CHWY. It's that company that it's a pet products company. You order online and they ship it directly to your door. Great service. I think it really exploded during the COVID times of 2020, 2021. And it saw, exponential growth during that time. However, it's still a valid company. It's a good business model. People like ordering online, and you probably can get, I don't know, I personally do not have a pet at the moment, but you probably can get better deals shopping with this company on things that you need for your pets as opposed to Amazon. Amazon is not what it was years ago. That I can promise you in my age. So looking at the chart here today, I'm very zoomed out, mind you. Very zoomed out, okay? Looking at it now, you can tell we had a high of 120, all-time high. And we had an all-time low of 1469. So there, right there is your range. And let's see, when was that high? Yep, 2021, February. So, do you expect it to reach that all-time high again? Well, you never know. But as far as of value, you are of value because you're way at the bottom of the range. And you've already made a nice low. And what is interesting to me, just taking a generic look at it, is looking here for the past 9 months. You're kind of on what could be the start of an upwards trajectory movement here. Okay? Because it hasn't been making any new lows. It continually goes up, pulls back ever so slightly, and goes up again. This is a very healthy movement in a stock. And I believe that earnings just came out today or yesterday on it, and you can see it has a slight little pullback. But it's not doing anything dangerous, which is kind of what got it on my radar. Was I saw that it had earnings coming up. So I said, okay, let me look at this and see what's going to happen when the earnings come out. Is it going to collapse? Is it going to rip up? No, it's just ever so slightly pulling back. But here is why a zoomed out perspective can really bring to light when you're trying to get in on something. You can see here on the monthly, you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, we're actually pretty low. This is a pretty good value because, of course, you can always go down, but you have a lot of potential to go up. You know, you have an area over here at $52 of a previous kind of pivot point. You also have one at $74. You have one at $90. So you have several areas above you where price had sold off heavily from. Okay, that's a nice pivot point. That's a nice area to revisit. A nice consolidation area to revisit. But here's why you have to check different time frames when you're looking at any particular thing that you're looking to trade. So when you zoomed out looking at the monthly, you see, okay, I'm of good value. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So you zoom in a little bit more, you come in on the weekly. Okay, this tells a little bit different story. Okay, you're kind of looking at it a little bit closer. And when you look at it a little bit closer here, you kind of notice that it kind of broke the trend a little bit. Okay, it kind of broke the trend a little bit and it's trying to get back up there. So right now you're kind of having a hard time getting above what I like to call a little hat here. Okay, so you're kind of having a hard time getting above this little hat right here. So right now it's looking, the price is telling you, the chart's telling you, hey now, we're having a hard time getting above here. We made a little round trip here, but now we're having a hard time getting above. We might pull back a little bit. That's why, even though when you're looking at it on like a really zoomed out perspective and you think, man, I'm of a great value right now, this could be great for me. When you look at it a little closer, you might notice that, oh, well, okay, we're kind of high in the range here, and it looks like it's showing a little bit of weakness. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind, that at any given moment, it could come down to 22. 22 would be healthy. And then you can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase all this. So now you can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, now you're looking at it on a daily time frame. Okay, each candle represents one day. Now here it looks a little bit better, so perhaps it might not be pulling back. Perhaps the monthly trend will hold. Why do I say that? Simply because of the basic market structure. Okay, you have a high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. Okay, now here you have a lower high, you have a lower low, but then all of a sudden now you have a higher high. Okay, right here. You just broke that pivot point right there. So price on CHWY has now on the daily made a slightly higher high. So what you want to see now is you want to see this 31 hold. If you're of the belief that CHWY is going to go higher, and it's going to hold the monthly trend, which at this moment we are, we want to see 31 hold. We don't want to see it break that price. Because if it breaks that price, then our idea on the weekly has a high probability of coming to fruition where it'll pull down to 22. Okay? We don't want that. So CHWY is an easy play. This is like a easy trade for me personally and how I view the market. Because I can have a very low risk on CHWY by getting in here, here, here. And if it breaks 3102, I'm out. Okay, that's a very small percentage from 33 to 31. Okay, that's like 8% or something. Very small percentage to lose. Not even that. It's probably like 7 something. So that is a high probability of not losing. Okay, because the worst you can lose is 7.5%. That's why I love this position, because it has a low risk. But the potential for the monthly trend to hold is high, because you have nothing but room to go up. It's not like Nvidia, for example. Because Nvidia, if you were to look at that stock today, you would notice, wow, we are so high right now. So when Nvidia is really high, you're expecting it to double in value. Okay? With CHWY, it has a higher likelihood of happening because you're at the low end of the range on a zoomed out perspective. So right now, on CHWY, looking to get in at these levels, and provided it makes a higher low, we can be of the expectation for it to make a higher high and break that high. Now, when it does that, if it does that, that gives me personally more confidence and conviction to hold the position, because the market at that point would have showed its hand that it's looking to take a move up. Okay? And continue with that pattern. The same thing it's doing here is the same thing it'll do over here. The market does the same thing over and over and over again. It's just up to you to determine when that's going to happen. The high likelihood of at what time would this happen. Right now with CHWY, it's giving the indication that it's making the turn, so to speak. It's making that gorgeous turn, so to speak. Okay? So that is why CHWY is of interest to me at the moment. Because it's giving that indication that it wants to make that turn. Okay? You can expect a lot of consolidation here prior to it making that turn, if you are of the belief that CHWY could go higher. And you could even like take out a magnifying glass and look at it more. Look at this nonsense. Now we are zoomed in on the hourly. Okay, so the earnings report must have been today. Why do I say that? Because you could see smooth price action, and then all of a sudden, 32 and 1 hour when the market opened, or prior to the market opening, during the U.S. spring session. Bam! 32 to 35, real quick. And then bam, right back down again. These are the opportunities to be getting in on certain plays. Not before earnings report, after earnings report. You never want to trade prior news or during news. The best time to trade is after news. Personally, that's how I view the market, because you would have got this whiplash action during the news. Okay, that's wrecking the small time frame traders. But now that the news is over and we're essentially right back where we started prior to the news, things are settled down, the bar fight's over. Now we can look into getting in on our nice play. So CHWY, humbly speaking, provided it holds that 3102, I could be of the belief that it could go higher, because we just broke this pivot point right here. That's basic market structure. You want price to give you a sign that it's starting to go up. Okay? It never gave us a sign during this times over here, because it kept making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Okay? And now that it's finally made a slightly higher high, we're looking for it to make a higher low. Okay? So essentially, all we need price to do, we're not asking for miracles in the market. You never know what the market's going to do. All you can ask the market of is to show us that it's going to hold that low. And somewhere around here in the 32.7 range, it will hold. So, humbly speaking, CHWY is looking very nice to me at the moment. Dollar yen. I hate to shout like that, but dollar yen is, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting on dollar yen to show its hand. And we've already had this little downward trend here shown. And dollar yen, the past 3 days, has finally showed its hand. It's broken the trend. See how similar this is to CHWY? It's kind of the same deal with dollar yen. It made a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. But right here, it has broken the trend. So when price breaks this pivot point here, which is at 151.3, then I'm of the belief that not only have we broken the trend, which we've done the past 3 days, we've broken the downtrend, okay? Price is doing something now. That's the first confirmation. Second confirmation is to break this pivot point right here. That will give me the confirmation that we are now attacking the short traders, everybody who is betting down on the market. So when I take dollar yen and I zoom it out a little bit more on the weekly, we're kind of in the middle of the range at the moment. But you can also tell that by, at the very least, just looking at price as where it stands right now, you are starting to form a somewhat of a triangular pattern. So you expect price to ping pong in this triangular pattern. It already made its high, it's low. Lower high, higher low. So we don't have to have price make a higher high to make money on dollar yen. Being that we're stuck inside this triangular pattern, we can be satisfied with price simply staying in the pattern and testing it right about here, which is around the 156 area, 155.8. So if we were to take a buy on dollar yen and ride it up to 155.8 at the top of our quote-unquote triangular pattern, okay, right about here, that is a perfectly sensible and healthy movement for dollar yen. And one thing I like about this position here is not only did we get that confirmation on the break of the trend as we have the past couple of days, but if price takes out this liquidity here on people betting down and they have their liquidation levels and stop loss points here, if it takes that money, it showed its hand that it's attacking short traders. So that the next probable step on price action is for it to take the money here. Okay. Which is at 155.326. So being a smart trader, I would take the buy position here, provided it holds this upwards trend, and I would close at the 154.8 level right here. I'm not waiting for it to make a perfect move to the top of my triangular pattern. Price isn't perfect. It's sloppy. So I don't give price a chance to disappoint. If I get a buy at 150 and I'm up to 154, I'm closing it. I'm taking the money because it feels good to pay yourself. So I hope everybody enjoyed our little CHWY video today, how I view it, kind of on a zoomed out perspective, a little touch up on dollar yen, what I'm doing with dollar yen at the moment. I appreciate everybody commenting on the videos. Please like and subscribe. Join my Discord group. It's nothing but fun. We're having a great time in the markets every day. All right. A lot more detailed videos and in-depth charting going on in there. And I will see everybody on the next video. Peace.